in my day job, I'm an access to information lawyer. So I advise governments and I advise citizens who are trying to get information out of government. And I can tell you that dealing with the City of Winnipeg is probably one of the worst institutions for openness and transparency that I've seen in Canada. And now, what you should be doing as a government is making it so that you're proactively putting that information out in machine readable format, especially a lot of that mundane data from organizations like Transit and other organizations. In terms of like more of that political information, get it out proactively. You shouldn't have to make a request. And what they're seeing in other jurisdictions, Regina is one case in point, they're finding that by a reduction in the number of FIPA requests to handle, because it's really costly for government to manage them. They've got to go through, they got to hire people like me to kind of go through and blackline in some cases. They reduce their overall costs just by building in, it's called privacy or access by design. So departments basically are challenged with making sure that when they collect information, there's thought going into how are we going to release this information. And I'll give one specific example. Look at government contracts, infrastructure projects. Let's say, for instance, you were building a new police station. Let's say you were building new fire halls.
I knew you were going to.
Yeah, like let's say you're doing that. So what you do with the contractors is you say, if you're going to have a contract with us, with the City of Winnipeg, you have to agree in advance that this information, all the information, there might be exceptions for certain proprietary information for some businesses, but the default rule is that information is going to be made available publicly. Because what happens, what government does quite often is they get the FIPA request and then they hide behind privacy, giving it a bad name, and say, well, we can't disrespect the privacy of this third party, so we can't release the information. The reality in a lot of cases is they don't want to release the information. So I'm saying, let's change the culture at City Hall. Let's build it in right by design. And I think what will happen is we'll have a lot greater openness and transparency.